nothing to do with anything. By the way, since everybody's tweeting anyway, I figured right now is a really good time for me to take a picture of the audience, so we can do that famous selfie from the Academy Awards. So let's. Actually, I don't even have the best I can do. I'm not sure if I'll get everybody, but we'll try to tweet that. The next. Actually, this is not quite in order, but the next award is actually probably the most highly anticipated award, which I probably should have let for the last, but be that as it may. The next award is one that actually there might be some suspense about, because it is the award for Best Tweeter, and many of the nominees are actually here. It's going to be interesting. The person that is going to be presenting this award is Avi Mayer, who is a former winner of the Best Tweeter Award, Hasby, spokesperson for international media for the Jewish Agency. He regularly attracts the attention of Israel haters and unerringly demolishes them in 140 characters or less. And he's truly tremendous. He's one of the, certainly one of the most active members of the, of the Twitterverse and the Jewish Twitterverse. And by the way, we have here, out of the top 25 listed in JTA, of the top 25 Jewish tweeters, we have 4 of them that are here today. So, and then Avi is one of them, and the eventual winner that he's going to announce is another. So, Avi, please come in. Okay, hi everyone. Whoops, sorry, can you hear me? In the spirit of award events, I will just start by saying that my shirt is from JCPenney and my pants are from Levi's. So for all the fashion bloggers out there, now you have that information. First of all, thank you, Joe, and thank you, Honest Reporting, for hosting this beautiful event in this incredible space. As your next door neighbor, I can tell you that you can look forward to finding me up here having lunch every so often. And thank you to Elder for convening this assemblage of individuals. We come from so many different backgrounds and we hold so many different views, but we have this in common, that we consider this to be of importance and we're active in this space. I actually think that Honest Reporting and Elder actually have something very specific in common. And that is that, as opposed to those of us who are active and perhaps hyperactive on Twitter, they dig very deep. And they really get to the root of these stories, and they do it largely on a voluntary basis. There are certainly professionals who work for Honest Reporting, but they are largely based on this volunteer pool around the world of people who are so passionate about these issues. And I actually use Elder as an example all the time of how one individual, an anonymous individual, who doesn't even like having his identity known, can have a tremendous impact far beyond perhaps anything he ever would have imagined. And one example I use is this horrifically sad instance in which the child of a BBC reporter was killed in Gaza. And at the time it was reported that an Israeli rocket, or an Israeli armament of some kind, had hit this child's home and unfortunately killed him. But Elder felt that something was off. He didn't think that it was quite right. He looked at the images and he felt that something was awry. And he consulted with some experts in the field, and he determined that, in fact, what had happened is that a Hamas rocket had fallen short and hit this child's home and killed him. And he made it known at the time on his blog, and it drew some attention. But not until some time later, when the UN confirmed his initial assessment, did we realize how impactful that information really was. And so I think this is really a tribute to Elder and to his incredible work that we're here honoring him and honoring his honorees tonight. On the other side of that, yes, let's give him a round of applause, exactly. Now, on the other side of that equation, the people who really dig deep and write these in-depth stories are the folks who are up at all hours of the night firing off tweets in rapid succession. Sometimes, again, excessively. The individual who we honor here tonight has done so 72,000 times. And I think that there's some kind of beauty, actually, in the way that both Elder, Honest Reporting, and other organizations and individuals of that kind, and people like our honoree this evening, do their work. And that is that we have a sort of combination of the hard-hitting, in-depth reporting that really does take a look at the facts and try to piece things together in a very substantial way, and others who are there fighting the battle every day with those around the world, perhaps tens of thousands of people at the time, and are doing so in a way that is impactful, that is emotive, that really gets to people's kishkes in many ways. And so it is a tremendous honor for me this evening to honor my friend, Arsen Ostrovsky, who is this year's best tweeter and Hasby Awards.
Just charging my phone.
Were you then? Awesome time. Are we doing a photo? Doing an photo?
We can shoot on a selfie.
My phone down. Okay, go for it.
First of all, I should say that Hasby Awards are trending #1 right now. Seriously, so a big round of applause for everyone here that's on their phones. Do I have to do this in 140 characters?
Preferably. Done.
Honored to receive the Hasby Award for Best Twitter from Elder of Zion. Hashtag winning, hashtag BDS that bitches. No. It does feel like feels like an Oscars award. I want to thank my wife who might be watching. God, Daroff. What is birds? The bird kind of ruined my joke. What is the difference between Daroff and God? Daroff has more followers. Come on, laugh, people. No, first of all, I want to thank Elder. Elder, you set a tremendous benchmark for all of us in pro-Israel advocacy. You fight when it's not easy. You do the hard work, so we thank you for that. And to our hosts, Joe and Honest Reporting, who have the most fantastic view here. We've put on a wonderful spread, and you guys do really incredible work in exposing media bias against Israel. So kol hakavod to you guys. Those that know me know I'm a little bit addicted to the Twitter thing. They will know that I have a wife. They will know that I have a puppy named Lila, Hamuda, and they know that I tweet about Israel a lot. I do that because for me, and we've said this a few times, so much was about the narrative. And for me, Israel is not just about the conflict, although it is to a large extent, and many of us do really important work in exposing the lies, in exposing the hatred, in calling people out, and putting Israel's side of the truth out there. But Israel is also so much more, and if you see my page, you know it's about the hummus, it's about the sunsets, it's about the incredible faces. We see so many different faces here. So that really is something that inspires me. It's people often ask me, what can we do to help Israel? And I think that you need to set up a huge $1 million not-for-profit organization, or you need to have a PhD. You don't. Twitter is something that's simple. It's 140 characters. That could get you into trouble, but you can be smart about it. But Twitter is something that any of us can use. And with a click of a button, we can put a picture. We've seen what's happened in the last few days with terror attacks, with a beautiful 13-year-old girl, and the shooting in Hebron. Yishai saw the picture, I think, that you posted just then. And often, a picture does say more than 1,000 words, and in this case, more than 1,000 retweets. And we are dealing in a social media age when the other side are using images, they're using graphics, and it's very hard to counter against that, and we need to do that, and we do that on Twitter, we do that in other social media forms, and that's powerful. So for everyone here, it truly is for me an honor to be here. A lot of you are not just social media friends, but you're also personal friends. And I say that's important because the people that are here, many of us, we work together. There's, in this day and age, everyone wants to, not everyone, but many people, they want to be the first to tweet something, first to blog something, first to take credit for something. But at the end of the day, we're all fighting for the same mission, for the same purpose, to support Israel, to support the Jewish people. So when we retweet each other and we give each other credit, when we post each other's work, I think that's really, truly important for us to work together. And as Joe said also in the beginning in his introductory remarks, to lift each other up. I think that's critical. So if I am going to give any advice, and I'm in esteemed company here with number 3 and number 1 on Twitter, and Peter, we can all do a lot to not just work together, but to expose the lies, to fight for the truth, but also to be out there and showing people the Israel that we love, and we can do that on Twitter. So thank you to everyone. Thank you, Avi, for the introduction, to Elder and Joe and everyone else here. Mazal tov.